Hello, my amazing algebra half students. This is Mrs. A, and I love math. And tonight we are doing lesson 48, which is order of operations with fractions. So up until this time, we've only done order of operations with whole numbers, but now we're going to start and use fractions. And guess what? They follow the same rule that we've had for order of operations before. So now, remember, order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or PEMDAS. Means that we're going to use parentheses, brackets, and braces, absolute value, any grouping symbols first, then we're going to do exponents and roots, then we're going to do multiplication and division on the same level as we see them left to right, and last we're going to do addition and subtraction on the same level left to right. So now here we have a problem, and because we have a plus and a division, we're going to go straight to the division. Now remember, when I divide fractions, I flip and I multiply. So 3/2 times 2/5 will be the same thing as this right here. So we're going to do that first, and then we'll add the 3/20 to that. So let's go ahead. Now when we're doing these, we can cancel the 2's because anytime we have the same thing on the numerator and the denominator, it's like dividing by 1. So we have 3/5, and we're going to add 3/20. But to add, I must get common denominators, so we're going to go to 20 for both denominators. So 3/20 stays the same, and then if I multiply by 4/4, isn't that the same thing as multiplying by 1? So we're going to have 12/20, and then when I add the 12 and the 3, I get 15/20, but 15/20 is the same thing. Divide by 5 and divide by 5, and we get 3/4. So the answer to the first one is 3/4. We have one more example, and then we're going to do some practices. Okay, so here we have a minus and then a times. So we're going to do these first. So when I multiply fractions, I just multiply straight across. So the 4 and the 10 will cancel. So let's divide both the 4 and the 10 by a 2, and we're going to get 2 and 5. So we're going to end up with 5/7 minus, and then straight across is a 2/25. Now 7 and 25 don't have anything in common, so we're going to multiply them together to get the least common denominator. So 7/25 would be 175. So we're going to go to 175 as our common denominator. So basically I have to multiply this one by 25/25. See if I can squeeze a 25/25 in there. And 5 times 25 is 125. And then we're going to get 25 to 175, which means we're going to multiply by 7/7. And that's going to give us 14. So minus 14 also over 175. And 125 minus 14 would be 111. So our answer is going to be 111 divided by 175. So I'll write that down right here so you can see it. 111, because that's what we get there, divided by 175, and that is your last example, and that is the correct answer. And now we're going to go to our practice problems. Okay, here is your first practice problem. So write it down and pause your video. Okay, so when we're doing this one, we're going to come straight over here to the multiplication first. We're going to leave our minus alone until later. And we don't have anything that's going to cancel, so we're going to multiply and get 15/14. And then we're going to write down our 9/7 minus, okay? Now, our 9/7, can't we just multiply this one by 2 over 2 to get a 14 on the bottom? And when we do that, we're going to get 18/14, 18/14 minus 15/14 is, 18 minus 15 is 3/14. That one was a pretty easy one. One more practice problem left. Okay, this is our last problem. So go ahead and copy it down and then pause your video. Okay, so because we have mixed numbers and because we're going to multiply, we're going to go ahead and change everything to its improper form. Starting over here, because this is our multiplication. So 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7/3 times 5. And I'm going to write 5 over 1 so I don't get any confusion here. And then this is going to, nothing cancels. So we're going to get 35 over 3 right there. And then over here on this side, we've got to add the 4 1/5. But we're going to go ahead and turn it into an improper fraction just to keep it. You know, I really don't have to. I could turn this into a mixed number, but I'm going to change this just because I could do it either way. 20 plus 1 is 21/5. So I have 21/5 plus 35/3. So let's go ahead and multiply this one by 5 over 5 and this one by 3 over 3. So now what we get is 61/15 plus, that's going to be 25 carry 15, 175 over 15. When I add them together, I'm going to, oops, I missed, that's 63, my bad. There we go, 63. So now when I add these together, I'm going to get an 8 and a 13 and a 2 over 15. And that is improper, which is normally okay, but you notice our problem started in mixed numbers, so convention, we usually leave the answer in mixed numbers. So I'm just going to go ahead and divide this out. So 238 divided by 15, 1, 15, 88, 5, 75. So 88 minus 75 is going to be 13. So we're going to have 15 and 13/15. I do believe. Okay, so 15 and 13/15 should be our answer. And we have finished lesson 48. This is Mrs. A, and may God bless your day.